Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking Dragon Man into Variant 5 to see how he does against this global node in quest number 2. So the node is called Arcane Torrent, and it basically empowers Mystic attackers for each buff that is on the defender. Now of course the majority of Mystic champions cannot truly take advantage of this because they're nullifying or staggering buffs, but for Dragon Man, however, this node really plays right into his strengths since his corner damage will increase the more unique buffs that your opponent has. Now, we only really care about the attack and power rate increases, as the others don't really affect him at all. So I've got 6 total fights to show you across a variety of paths, including solos of both of the bosses in Quest 2. Most of these fights are pretty self-explanatory, but I'll probably pop into a few of them to call out anything that you need to watch for. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so this Heimdall fight actually turned out to be far more interesting than I had expected going into it. Now, if you're playing Dragon Man correctly, your opponent will be in their corner with 2 bars of power while you just pummel them repeatedly, and thanks to the reduced power rate, they won't be gaining much power after that. Now, this is a bit dangerous with Heimdall, though, because his Special 2 cannot be Dex when he has True Strike up, and it's also unblockable if he has at least 1 armor up active, which he does here. So coming out of our first Special 3 here, we will have a brief period of Unstoppable, but by the time we push him to 2 bars, it's expired and we have no choice but to tank a Special 2 right to the snout here. As soon as we launch this Special 2, I think, he will retaliate with one of his own. So he's unblockable. We can't dex here. So there we go. And you can see it does an impressive amount of damage, close to 40% of my health in one hit. But I'm not really worried, however, and you'll see why in a moment. So we launch our own special 3 here in retaliation to kind of get a rotation going again, and then we're going to try and bait out his special 1. But fortunately, he procs a crit on one of the hits that we dex, and we heal up a whopping 15,000 health, bringing us up to 93% overall. As I've tried to say in most of these Dragon Man videos, he is virtually unkillable with that unstoppable buff after his special 3. Okay, so this is the Storm boss in 2.2, and there are a few things that you need to be aware of here. The first is that you have to kind of adapt your rotation a bit because there is a stun component to Storm's special attacks. Now, if Dragon Man is stunned, he loses all of his power charges, which then hurts his ability to kind of keep control of the fight. So you more or less have to play this fight straight up with him. His natural power gain does some really good work to overpower the Burden of Might node here, enabling me to still get off some special 2s for the Fury buffs. In addition, the adaptive node is kind of supercharging our corner damage, and you combine that with the increase in attack from the global node, we end up making pretty quick and easy work of this boss. Okay, our final fight today is against the Scarlet Witch boss from 2.1. Now this boss is tricky for a few reasons, but the first is that if she poisons you, you're probably dead. So Dragon Man is one of the 4 mystic characters who are currently immune to poison. The other ones are Clairvoyant, Dormammu, and Mephisto, and then Diablo also has a resistance to poison. So taking in Dragon Man means that you have a hard counter to that ability already. The other issue with this fight is the Vivified node, which doubles Scarlet Witch's combat power rate and renders her immune to all power control except for power lock. So the node does gimp Dormammu a bit, but he can certainly play around it. With Dragon Man, however, as long as you keep her cornered, the power rate is not really an issue above 2 bars unless she has a power gain buff active. Finally, you'll notice at the end of the fight we actually end up with more health than we started with, even after taking a few hits later in the fight. And all in all, I'd say that Dragon Man is arguably the best counter for this boss, and I actually got this solo on my first attempt on the path with him. So I'll let the rest of the fight play out. Please be sure to hit that like button, sub if you like dragon-shaped robots, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.